Live.
Okay.
Uh, I've not installed that soundbite app. Should have started with the soundbite. What up, it's about the
Yeah.
Only Town platform, and today with my co-host on Chakra TV. Let me just say, welcome to another episode of Contrast Podcast.
Because
I'm messing up today, real bad. I'm messing up. It's about the
yeah, it's
on
okay.
Only Town platform,
Molita.
and yeah, I've been doing a lot. So, and welcome to another episode of Contrast Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So today, Ita, you look happier today.
Yeah, I told you it was just I need time, right, to just get
Yeah,
over
you
it.
need
It was
time
just
to
time.
flush it out of your system.
Yeah, so I'm good now.
Okay.
I'm good.
So let's just start with life update. What's up? What have you been up to? What has been happening?
So there's been a lot of things happening in the entertainment world. So I keep current. So I've been
Yeah.
doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Editing and putting out stuff. Yeah,
Mm.
so I guess that's me. Then I'm also working on an interview which I had to upload yesterday, but yesterday I wasn't feeling very up to it, do all the
Yeah.
editing stuff.
Yeah, I
So I
noticed
just
yesterday.
decided to I decided to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm working on the editing today. So hopefully by tomorrow the interview should go live.
Okay. But I saw the one with King B yesterday.
Oh, you saw it yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just took a short clip. So the
Oh.
interview or King B was like a 50 minutes or so interview.
Yeah.
So I just took a short clip. I was like, since I'm not feeling up to editing anything. I just put it out there.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Teaser.
Yep.
Okay. So today we'll be talking about um, branding. That topic is
Mm.
broad. Like when you just say branding, you just like
Yeah.
branding yourself. So we'll be talking about the importance of branding
Yeah.
or how to brand and endorsement. So endorsement will just not be like, okay, this company want you to sign an endorsement with them.
Mm.
Yeah, we have somebody new in the building. Okay,
Okay.
Jine. Is it
Welcome,
Jine? Dijang. That name is really complicated. It's your first time being on Contrast podcast. Yeah, welcome. Is it Jani?
Janine.
No,
Janine. Mm.
Janine is almost like G9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jinin Njang is Njang na? Is Jinang or Njang?
Ha, we just leave that girl's name alone as a girl,
Yeah,
boy.
that's the
Let the
bad part
name
about me. I
be.
like
Let the
destroying
name be.
names. I destroy names a lot. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name,
Yeah.
but welcome, okay? Welcome to Contrast. Um, yeah, I'll just leave the link of the WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group where you can contribute, you can give your opinions, like if there's anything in the industry that you don't understand or any topic that you feel like need more light, that you need more
Mm,
exposure on, you can drop in the here on the live chat in the group. Okay, so we can talk
mm-hmm,
about it. So I'll just leave the link of the group here so you can join the family. Okay, everybody there is family.
mm,
Everybody's voice there is equal. Like in the group, you can
mm.
say anything you want. You can ask any question you want, and you can challenge anybody's opinion if you feel like it. Like the clips we
Mm.
were playing yesterday,
Yeah.
DJ Ija, Chronic, and is it DJ Jap? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, you can challenge anybody. But today we're talking about the importance of branding and
Mm.
endorsements and how to pick an endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are talking about just to work side by side, you know, if you think
Mm.
about it. So we are here to talk about how branding works with endorsement and how branding affects you as an artist.
Mm.
How important is it in your career, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but let me look for that link of the group.
I
So
did
before we
live update. I'm still waiting for your own live update.
more
I
live
don't think you
update.
did a live.
Okay, nothing much. Just home. I had some things that I was working on, and some of them crashed. So I was just trying to fix them, get
Mm.
them back up to speed, and I succeeded in fixing a couple of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and as for an interview, I'm almost 100% now. So I'll be recording an interview
Mm.
with um if Danny can watch this thing, he'll be really pissed off that I'm forgetting his name. Makiza. I'll be recording an interview with Makiza on Sunday. So I'll be recording it
Mm.
and maybe upload it on Tuesday when I'm
Mm.
supposed to have the Beast podcast. Yeah. I'll be
Okay.
pre-recording it. He wants us to do it live, but I don't know. We'll see. Sunday, maybe we'll just do it live or record it.
Mm-hmm. Is he based in Cameroon?
Makizano, South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the guy
He
that
he.
Jovi was. He had one conflict with Jovi at one time, like beefing with Jovi.
Oh, okay. I'm not
Yeah,
familiar with his work.
yeah.
Maki.
I believe most guys watching, most fans and listeners of Contrast podcast like DJ Jap and
Uh.
Chronique and everybody, all those guys, they are familiar with Makiza.
Okay. I'm seeing his. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Makiza.
Okay.
So I'll be having an interview with him. So as for life update, we're good. Okay, just chilling, hanging out with my personal person, and yeah, and everything is fine. So that's my life
Awesome.
update. At least I'm healing. Like I'm healing. It's almost
Right.
100 now.
Oh.
If you think
Okay.
about it,
Good to
it's
know.
better. Like yesterday, I
Yeah.
was almost like to. I was like 80 yesterday, but when I saw your vibe was off, when your vibe was off, what do you want? So when your vibe was off yesterday, the thing yeah affected mine. So I was just like, oh okay, you know, this is my co-host. She's not fine. I was just
Right.
looking for a way to at least hype your mood up just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. But anyway, it happened, and some guys messed the shit up, and we are good today. So let's jump into our topic
Yep.
of today. So now that I'm the moderator, at least I have the authority to fire the shots at you. So, Ita, what do you think about branding?
Yeah, so I think branding can be linked to a topic we have talked about on contract before, which is networking, and
Mm-hmm.
also branding. It has to do with creating an image, so looking at yourself as a business. I remember there's this line from Jay Z: "I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman."
Yeah, I'm
So
a
it's like,
businessman. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So he's not a businessman. He himself, he's a business.
Business.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So you need to be able to look at yourself in that light, and you need to be able to make yourself in that kind of, with the image of people want to buy from you if
People want to
you are a
buy you,
business. Yeah, people want to buy you. People
your
want to,
lifestyle. Yeah.
yeah, people want to collaborate with with whatever you represent. Yeah,
Yeah.
so for me, I look at branding in that way. But also, one thing which comes to mind when I'm thinking of branding, there was this tweet made by Daphne and retweeted by Stanley Eno.
Yeah.
I think we have spoken about it before, of somebody saying, we say artists should brand themselves, and when you brand yourself, people call it fake,
Faking.
you're faking or whatever. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, I hope during this podcast we're going to discuss about the proper way to brand yourself as an artist
Yeah.
that is
Mm-hmm.
not considered as faking, but it's considered as, okay, this is good for business and this is going to attract more business towards you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In the beginning, you said something about branding being almost related to networking.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I don't think so. Branding and
Okay.
networking are two separate topics, like
Mm.
two separate things.
Mm.
Because networking is creating relationships, and branding is creating an image.
Mm.
Is selling an
Okay.
image. That's branding. Branding
Mm-hmm.
is selling an image. Networking is creating relationships that helps you market that image you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me say why I say they are related, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're creating an image, it's going to help you network better. That's like, I'm like, branding is a step for you to get better deals. For example, we see, let me just give Stanley Eno. Stanley Eno, he has a whole larger than life kind of brand, and we see the people he associates with, the people he links with, are also larger than life kind of people, which also help with his brand. Like for example, that's why people would travel. I remember when we had senior pastor on the platform, he spoke about traveling to Nigeria just to have a picture with this guy, is it Godongs? Just to take a picture with Godons, right? And putting that picture on his social media platform, it brings up his brand. So the kind of people you even network with also affect your brand. So for me, I feel like it's one thing in a way. It's all linked to each other. Yeah.
But associating with that person is networking with somebody that has almost the same brand as you. It's not,
Yes.
yeah, it's not creating net branding is creating an identity as selling it. Networking is maybe you network with somebody who has that same identity you have and you're selling. So
Yeah.
networking
But you
is creating relationships. You can still have a
yeah.
separate relationship and you network with somebody who don't have the same brand you have.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I'm saying is sometimes in order to build that brand,
Yeah.
in order to build a brand of larger than life, you just network with people who are larger than life. For
Yeah.
example, Kim Kardashian, she
Yeah.
wanted to be the socialite life. She was networking with the Paris Hilton and all the girls who were
Yeah.
hype at that time. Yeah,
Yeah.
just hanging around that people gives you that image. People, although you might not be that person, but people always go by that mentality of show me your friends and I tell who you
Tell
are.
you who you
So
are. Yeah.
just associating with that people, when people start looking at you in the same light like that, those people, even though you're not that kind of person. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one way of branding.
Mm-hmm.
That's a way of branding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But do you think it's networking?
It's networking, but it also branding. I think it's networking and branding. If I see people hanging around Dangote, I would
Yeah.
definitely be like, all of these
Those
people are
guys
rich
have
people.
money. Yeah. Those
Yes,
guys are rich.
there might be a poor person in the mix who just
Yeah.
found himself there,
Among
just
them.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's already like, if he wants to get a deal, like get a loan, just the fact that people know that this is somebody who is associated with Dangote,
Dangote.
they'll give
Yeah.
him that loan. Yeah, so for me, it's like you're networking with Dangote, you're getting the pictures and putting your name out there linked to Dangote, but you're also branding yourself as somebody like Dangote. Yeah.
Yeah, I get your point, but I still just believe networking and branding are two separate things that sometimes come together. But networking
Yeah.
and branding are not the same thing.
True, they're not the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're just linked in a way.
they're just linked. Yeah, they're just linked in a
Mm-hmm.
way. They
Mm-hmm.
some maybe sometimes they bounce off each other or they assist each other when the
Mm-hmm.
time comes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so to me, maybe I was about to say what to me branding is. Yeah, branding is
Mm-hmm.
creating a lifestyle,
Mm.
creating an image, and
Mm.
selling that image. So
Mm-hmm.
when anybody see you, the image that's what come to mind. Like just that image you're selling, just that image
Mm.
you're branding. That's your brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how important is branding to an artist?
Okay. So, first of all, we have spoken about how nowadays you don't get the money from the music directly.
Yep.
Like, music doesn't really give you that kind of five-star money.
Yep.
Yeah. So, branding is one of those ways which you could make that money as an artist.
Yep.
That's how it's important to you. Also, I also feel like branding attracts the right audience to you. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if
Yeah.
you want to sing about party lifestyle. If you
Yeah.
brand yourself as a party kind of person, it
Yeah.
attracts those party kind of people to you who in turn are going to love party kind of music. So in a way, it's also attracting the right audience who are going to really appreciate your songs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good too. And
Mm-hmm.
branding also, to me, it separates you from the bunch. It gives
Mm-hmm.
you an identity. You know, it gives you
Mm.
what if anybody, like I just said, if when people just think about you, that's what come to mind. Like that's what they just think
Mm.
about. They just say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
here this guy, crazy guy like Teno. Look at Teno. When they see
Mm-hmm.
Teno in Cameroon, they just think about grills in the mouth, like, and those crazy eyes and a kind of crazy attitude and all that. That's his brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he performs too. His shows are crazy. He jumps in the crowd. He doesn't perform on stage. He always leave the
Mm.
crowd to get the stage to get into the crowd. He just his branding, his marketing is being crazy. That's why he could relate to Arafat that way, because Arafat is almost like that. Arafat is somebody who is vocal. He used these vocal terms. He's always so hyperactive. That's why Teno and Arafat even clicked that way. So branding, and also got to the networking you're talking about. Like your brand attract people who feel connected to your brand, to you. Like if they feel like you look like them, they feel attracted to you. Yeah, and that opens up more business opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's one importance of branding. The next importance of branding is having something to sell with your music or after your music. Yes, selling your brand. Like when you brand yourself, the people who relate to that brand will easily buy something that represents that brand. That tell them, okay, this brand show this brand show us this brand is us. When they put it on, it's like an identity card. Like when they wear it and they are passing like Mokogan. That's a brand.
True.
When they put it on and they are walking by, they say, that guy is one of us. That's a Mokogan guy. You see, that's branding. That's a brand. It goes to French kind. It has so many brands. Like, yeah, in those days, it had something called Fubu. They're like, for us by us, that's a brand in the USA. Fubu. So yeah, that's one advantage to sell, because nowadays, now that music doesn't sell, your brand is a thing you actually can make money from, because you already have those guys who feel like you're a part of because branding make guys feel like they relate to you, like you're part of their family. They feel connected to you in a personal way. Yeah, it can be that you feel like you're the depressed guy in the family, or the kind of depressed guys, this kind of guys who sing this sad kind of music. That's your brand. You see all these emo guys, like emo rap, emo music, all these guys who feel like, okay, they are always depressed, they always listen to this kind of music to keep being depressed. Example is the late XXX Tentacion. His songs, if you know about him, his songs were always so calm, feel depressed, talking about the stress you go through in life. Those were the kind of things he usually sing about. So yeah, that's one way of branding. So now let's talk about branding and endorsement. Yeah. Are there any similarities? Let me not just say branding and endorsement. How can branding affect endorsement? Or how do you, I don't know how to put the question, but branding and endorsement are two factors that makes an artist, gives an artist money, you know? But one can affect the other. Yeah. So, do you think your brand can affect the kind of endorsements you have?
Yeah, so when I hear endorsement, what comes to mind is like, for example, you're going to get a loan, somebody endorses you, like this person, I can vouch for that person. Is that it?
No, endorsement deal.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, I want to really get what the endorsement deal means. Yeah,
Okay,
is
what you're
yeah,
talking about, the endorsement you're talking about is like co-signing. Somebody's co-signing your word.
yes,
But the
yeah,
endorsement I'm talking about is selling somebody else brand. Like, okay, like Stanley Eno now, he signed an endorsement with Samsung to market Samsung A20, yeah, I think. Yeah, so I just want to ask, those kind of endorsements, like local signing with Hennessy to market Hennessy, Jovi Dolan. Um, Daphne also signed with somebody, I don't know. They know Malta Tonic, I think. So I'm just asking, how important is your brand? How can your brand affect your endorsements, the kind of endorsement deals you have? Do you think your brand can affect it? And if it can,
yeah.
in what way?
Yeah, definitely. For example, let's take like Cindy Madden. Most of the brand deals she gets is mostly skincare, beauty kind of product, because I feel like that's her brand, and those are the people who follow her, like girls who want to be like, I don't know, I don't really know how to describe it, but like glowing, flashy kind of thing. I guess that's her brand, and those are the people who follow her. So
Yeah.
those are the kind of companies that will feel like it's good business to sign with her. Because mind you, endorsement deals is not just about, okay, this is a celebrity, so we're going to sign with them. It's not about that. These are business people putting in their money and they want to make a profit. So it's not
Yeah.
just any kind of celebrity. Like for example, just imagine if they sign a beauty product with Jovi. Like how does that how does that relate? Like how would Jovi start marketing a
Ah,
beauty product? Yeah, so
yeah,
it's just outrageous. Yeah, so it depends on the way you brand yourself. Who are the people? Because the way you brand yourself, the people who follow you depends on the way you brand yourself.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes. So if Cindy Made was the kind of person who her brand was, okay, I want to always talk about insightful things, share poetry, diplomatic things, the people will be coming towards her, probably people who have written books, people who
yeah,
have like intellectual related kind of things. Yeah.
yeah,
But since that is not her brand, so she gets with those kind of deals. So it really depends. Yeah.
yeah. True. And but sometimes it don't even matter if your brand reflect the product you have an endorsement for.
Mm.
You know, like Samuel Eto'o, he was a footballer, but he signed an endorsement with Guinness. Artists like footballers are not supposed to consume alcohol that way, but
Yeah,
he
but
had
that one
an
is not about. Yeah, sorry.
no, he
That
had
one is
an
not about Samuel Eto'o. It's about his fans.
no. I mean, no, you the artist, like you the celebrity, okay, the person marketing the brand,
Mm.
you reflect your core, your fans. These guys like you because, but in some cases it differs. You know, that's what I want us to. That's what I want us to talk about and clarify how endorsement deals affect a brand, both negatively and positively, and how endorsement deals affect an artist's career.
Mm. Okay, I want to say something about the Samuel Eto'o case, right?
Yeah,
So these businesses are signing with you because they want to get to your following. It's not
yeah,
necessarily getting to Samuel Eto'o to drink the whatever you said he signed with. Yeah,
yeah,
it's getting to Samuel Eto'o's fans to fall in love with that drink. And we know the highest place where people watch football is in bars. So
yeah.
it
Is
makes
it right?
sense.
What's up?
Hey, Ezra in the really welcome. So
Yeah,
it makes sense for a beer company to sign with a footballer because
yeah.
people watching football match, it's in a bar. Just imagine you like halftime football games advertisements. Like it makes sense for them to be passing beer,
Heineken.
alcohol, yeah, Heineken. Because as you're in a bar, you just see the advert and you can easily order it. So I get that. So for me, like for example, if you are, I don't know, let me say you can have this personality outwardly, but
Mm-hmm.
inwardly you're not that person. For example, you
Mm-hmm.
can be a party kind of person, always snapping with party people, just building that kind of brand, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a kind of social light kind of person, but that's not who you really are.
You're an
And it's
introvert.
okay because you, yeah, you can be an introvert, but you're still building that kind of brand.
Yeah.
But you are going to attract those party people. You
Mm-hmm.
attract
Mm-hmm.
those party people. And when companies will be approaching you, it's not going to be because, oh, you're an introvert or you're a party. They might know you're not a party type, but they know your following is a party type. So they'll be going for your following. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter who you drink or you don't drink or whatever. If your following drinks, they are going for it.
Yeah, because what I'm talking about is, as for Ito, you gave a great example about it that they watch football in bars, in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, yeah, everywhere. Like football don't sound you can't enjoy football when you watch it alone. It's always great when you have
Mm.
company, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time it's always in bars. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
that Eto's deal with Guinness was a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm talking about is there are some brand deals. Like a company,
Mm.
before a company approach you, Eric, what's up? You've been missing, bruh.
Hey,
Really been missing.
Eric in the building.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is there are some brand deals that affect because these companies when they come close to you, they see you as a marketing as a market. They see you
Mm-hmm.
as access to a market that they can't access
Mm.
by themselves. You
Mm.
know? So sometimes when they approach you, it simply means that you portray this company has this kind of image you're selling, okay, but they don't know how to access your fans. The people
Mm.
who the cluster of guys who live that life who relate to that kind of product or information. So they are coming to you. So what I'm talking about is these guys who do something else but they sign brand deals with companies that have nothing to do with their brand. You know? How
Yeah.
okay. Do you think that's a smart move for the company or for the artist to do that?
Yeah, maybe I'll be able to answer that question better if I have examples, because most of the examples that come to my head, I can always link the smart move, why the company went with that person and how they are kind of related. But if I have an example of a company who signed a deal which doesn't relate, then maybe I could answer that question better.
Okay. Okay, take for example, well, there's so many deals, but the example I'm trying to talk about is mostly maybe it doesn't apply in Cameroon yet, but as the industry grows, it may apply. Okay, like endorsement deals with artists and athletes. You know, like the difference between endorsement deals with artists and athlete, like which one is better to sign an endorsement deal with, and which one do you get more of your sales from? For example, signing an endorsement deal with a footballer or a singer. You understand? The same endorsement deal, the same company. Yeah. Oh, which one is more effective? That's what I'm talking about. How it will affect the company coming to them and the artist or the person signing the deal with them.
Okay. Let me look for an example. Let me say Stanley is signed to Samsung. Let me say somebody like an Eto was also signed to Samsung, right?
Yeah.
So Etofis has a higher following, because all these things, it matters. What matters
The
is
market.
your
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the market, the audience you have.
Yeah.
Etofis has a higher following, so we'll be saying Etofis definitely it's a better move than Stanley
Stanley.
Eno.
Yeah.
But for example, if it's a very Etofis and let's say Davido,
Yeah.
David will be the better option. So it's not the artist or the football legend or whatever. It's
Yeah.
more what is the following the person has. That's how you make the smart moves. I remember I was listening to this model who was saying right now, even if you're a runway model, it becomes essential every day for you to become more of like an Instagram model to keep up with your social media presence, because companies even wanting to hire you as a
Yeah.
model, it depends on your social media presence, because they are like, we want you to be able to advertise our products on your social media platform too, because the world is online nowadays. Yeah, so for me, now it doesn't even matter if you are the best musician or whatever. If you don't really have that following, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the company might still not get the profit which they are looking for
Yeah. As the right
if you don't
comedy
get the
said,
good for it.
as the right comedy said, I think brands go for how the person influence the crowd.
All is online now. Yeah.
Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is, do you know some brand deals affect the artist's career, the person signing the deal's career negatively?
How?
Uh
How?
oh, the sound did not come out. Okay, how? So the reason how, as in a gospel artist signing an endorsement deal for with alcohol, or a a rapper signing an endorsement deal for, let's just say, for like promoting some kind of drug, some kind of things, because nowadays even rappers promote drug. This thing sell nowadays a lot, you know. But I'm just saying there are some deals, because I was talking like I saw an interview how somebody signed a deal and the people following him detached themselves from him because of the deal he signed,
Yeah.
because he was associating with XX and XY kind of brand.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you know, or do you think endorsement deals can affect an artist's career negatively? Just because he
Yeah,
see that
true.
money, he sees the bag, he just wants to grab the bag. He doesn't know that grabbing that bag will hinder you from getting more bags in the future.
Yeah, that's true. For example, if a black goes and signs, or even if it's a white goes and signs with a company which has been accused of being racist,
Yeah.
that's definitely going to affect your career. Yeah, if a company has that kind of bad reputation and you make that move to link yourself with them, it will definitely affect you in one way or another. Yeah. So yeah, I get it. I get it. It can affect you. Yeah, but for me, I'm like, if the company doesn't have that kind of scandal.
Sometimes it's not necessarily a scandal. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, Jay Z signing with NFL. Like that's one example of what Erica just said. Jay Z
Mm,
signing with the NFL.
mm,
That one is that the NFL has a bad rep already because of the way they
mm-hmm,
treat blacks and all the
mm,
rest. What I'm saying is your brand.
mm,
The company doesn't have a bad rep,
mm.
but the image of the company don't reflect your image. But just because the
Yeah.
company is paying you more, because they feel like paying you more will convince your demographic to mess with them, you decide to sign the deal. Do you know some deals are career suicides? Like not because the company has a bad reputation or bad stigma to it, but because the identity or the brand or what the company stands for, or not like stands for, or the product the company has don't relate to the demographic you're used to.
Yeah, true. It's so true. That's why the people making the decision of if this is the right partnership is not just
Yeah.
a one-sided decision. You as an artist, you also need to be conscious of, am I making the right decision for my
Because
brand and the
sometimes
yeah.
the bag is always too heavy that you just feel like, you know what? I'll just take the deal. In 1 or 2 years, it'll be over. You don't know that one or
Mm.
2 years is the lifespan of your career. Your kid, that's the time your career will be plummeting. Wait,
Yeah, also one thing is, for example, if you're an artist and you endorse a product which is not very good, and your fans they lose their trust in you
yeah,
because you're
that's what I'm
recommending
saying.
that product. Yeah, you're recommending that product to your fans, and if they test it and they lose their trust in you, it means it kills your brand deals in future because your fans no longer have that trust that you know the right things and
It
you know
doesn't only kill
the
your brand
yeah.
deals in future. It just kill your career. It makes guys to ignore you, like
Mm.
people to stop thinking, like stop taking you serious, to feel like
Mm-hmm.
what they saw in you that was special is there no more. Like you know,
Yeah.
yeah, there are some artists now with huge followings that when they drop music, they don't get the reception they used to get before, because
Mm.
maybe of the moves, maybe because of some of the moves they made along the line, or why they were for some time, away for some time,
Mm.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the dilemma between creating a brand and being real.
Yeah,
Creating a brand and being real. I know I had this interview with an artist. I don't know when the interview I'll finally finish editing it, but he was talking about a lot of people say he doesn't really carry up his shoulders. You know, the whole thing of as an artist, you're not supposed to move on the road, you're not supposed to eat in certain places and all
yeah,
that thing
yeah,
for branding. And he's like, he does all of that. He's cool with all of that.
yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, he has to be real. So but you see, this person who was talking like this, he has issues too getting brand deals. But also, you have people who try to keep up their appearance and everything, but they are accused of being this is not really you, and fans kind of go against them because they feel like this is not you. So there's that dilemma. Where will we say the balance is at
um
creating a brand and being real? Yeah.
yeah, creating your brand and being real. When you create your brand and you realize that, that's the problem. The problem is they are creating their brands hoping companies that relate to their brands will give them endorsement deals.
Mm,
They are not creating that brand with an intention of leveraging the brand they have to make their own money.
mm,
They also relate to maybe the topic the topic I did on my podcast about you when you leverage your brand. These guys mess with you because of this.
mm,
Okay, so instead of waiting for somebody to offer you this for this, because you already have the market. You can create that which they wanted to offer you money to market. You can create it, even if it is not at the scale at which those guys can produce it, but the percentage you can come up with, just know 100% of it, you own it. So if he's complaining that way, it means one, maybe he doesn't feel like he has enough leverage to create his own brand personally and actually make that revenue from it, and he's hoping somebody that know how to leverage that his brand will give him a brand deal and leverage that his market or that his brand that he has, or yeah, or he doesn't have it's just two ways. Maybe he doesn't have enough leverage on his fan base, because if he had enough leverage from his fan base, he would have leveraged that by himself. Because some brands, they look at what you have, they look at what you do, they look at what how influential you are before they approach you for brand deals. You know, yeah. So when you have the leverage, like when you already have things moving forward for you, already have things going for you, when you already have things you do that bring in the money for you, when these guys want to approach you, they'll say, okay, if we are bringing in this thing for this deal, he can do better by himself. So how can we make him feel like, okay, working with us will give him an extra push or extra advantage? So if he's complaining about not having brand deals, and why he's trying to be real, is because he hasn't acquired or accumulated enough people to that his real image for him to leverage that in to create a product or leverage it to lucrate, to make it lucrative of sort, something like that.
Yeah, but we also have fans who complain about artists being their real selves.
Yeah,
We had a blogger long write up of an artist who wanted to be their real self.
yeah,
Yeah.
Miss Delio
So
and Chief
yes, it's not just that artist alone. It's not just the brand, the company stuff. It's more of artists feel the need to overdo it, to
Yep.
live a lifestyle which is not their lifestyle, especially the female artists. And you
Yeah.
you have a lot of young ladies not really, I would say not making the best choices because you feel
Yeah.
like you need to keep up a certain kind of reputation, which
Yeah.
people will roll with you. People will feel like, okay, oh yeah, she's the real deal, and you get the following which you want to. Yeah, so for me, I would say if I have to, I don't know, it's not like I've created any brand which you should really listen to me. But I would say for me, what I've realized is people who create brands which are very similar to who they are, they tend to be more consistent in that brand.
Yeah.
So if they start from a
And it takes
foundation
time
level.
for the brand to be where, to be
Yeah.
actually what somebody else who is not actually related to the brand will want to be like the brand. It takes time for that, because the more you grow, the more they see like, okay, that thing is having some wave, it's getting some movement. And you see, when you get to that point where almost everybody will be like, "Ah, you know what, that's the hot thing in the streets, I think I should just be like it." It takes time for you to achieve that, you know. I think it has connection as a problem, or maybe I don't know. She just froze. Yeah. So Eric, Jay Z signing with the NFL. That thing was the controversy he had back then was when Colin Kaepernick was having facing that problem when they blackballed him, like they kept him out. So everybody felt a kind of way because Jay Z signed that deal with them. They really did not know Jay Z's aim. You know, they really did not know Jay Z's aim, why he signed the deal. But Jay Z was trying to get into the house, get into the door, through the door, to fix the problem from inside. That was what people didn't understand. You know? Yeah. So let me see. It has connection of a problem. Okay, she's back, I think.
Yep, I'm back.
Hello?
Yep, I'm back.
Yeah.
Internet.
Yeah. I guessed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were on a point.
Oh yeah, what was I saying? Okay, I was just saying that sometimes you find the need to live the fake life, but you cannot really stay consistent with it. Yeah, but when you start okay, I want to be real. I want to create a brand which is it's similar to my lifestyle. Then you
Yeah.
find yourself having a very consistent lifestyle. And sometimes it's not about some. You can start your brand being the everyday moving about person, and then when you start having the money, you become the driving the fancy car person. Your fans
Yeah.
will roll with you because you're an inspiration to them. They knew you
Yeah.
way back when. They knew you when you were still hopping on the bikes and all whatnot.
Yeah.
And now they are seeing you driving the fast car. So it builds a stronger degree of loyalty because they're
Yeah. They
like,
feel like they are part of your life,
exactly.
part of the
We are
movement.
part of your struggle. We have
Yeah.
watched you grow up. Yeah. So for me, I would choose that type of brand every day than the brand of even when you don't have, you're struggling to keep up appearances
Yeah.
because you feel like, okay, I want this certain kind of clothes to roll with me. Then you find yourself in certain dilemmas, even your personal life. Because I think I've said this to you before. Like I can do the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
But when the YouTube starts messing with my personal
Personal
life and
life.
my mental, I don't want that. I don't like. I want to keep that to those two things separate. Yeah, I don't want it to mess with my personal life, my mental health. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so every decision or step I take concerning YouTube or whatever step I take, it should be a decision that I should be ready to say, you know what, I can sleep well at night because I know I did the right thing, no matter who is coming at me. And it's the same thing with creating a brand. It's like I want to create a brand that I can sleep well at night and know that this is me, this is really me, and I didn't take some steps or make any decisions which makes me feel like I've betrayed who I really am. So I
But
feel like yeah, that's the best way to go.
yeah, but that's a great thing to say and practice.
Mm,
But
mm,
some artists do that and they don't get deals and they complain.
mm.
You know,
Yeah,
they try to live
yeah.
their real life, and when that is not actually giving them the brand deals they believe they will get at the point where they believe they can be to get those kind of deals, they complain about being real and not getting those brand deals.
Mm,
And there's one point also, there's one thing. When you keep it real for so long and your fans believe you're at a point in your life or career where you can actually afford certain things, that you still keep living the same way you live, don't you think that will piss them off?
that I think is a problem that people have with Mr. Liu.
Yeah.
Because people feel like he has gotten to the stage where he could do certain things and live a certain lifestyle,
Yeah.
but they feel like he's still maintaining the brand of an everyday guy when they feel like he has passed that stage.
What if
Yeah.
they just believe they have an impression that when you're at that stage you have the right or you deserve to have this amount of money, when it is not actually the case? When he's actually
Mm,
showing you guys, if you're here at this point, nothing changes, like nothing much. There's a change, but not as much
mm.
as you guys think, not as drastic as you guys think. What if that's he's living actually the life, or what is actually real? What if he's living that and fans just feel annoyed, thinking
Yeah,
he's still trying to be regular?
yeah, it might be that, but also there's a thing of when he was with Alpha Beta, his image was this certain kind of lifestyle. And now he feels like he has the lifestyle has gone down. Because for example, like what that blogger was saying, like what this like his photo shoot he did, they're like, no, this is not the photo shoot we have become used to with Mr. Leo. We are used to more professional and more high quality photo shoots, but this is not the photo shoot we are used to. So I think fans are complaining, either is that okay, that's the stage and he wants to show us his real self now. The problem might be fans think that he's higher than that level, or fans believe instead of going up he's going down. So I'm just saying it might be one of those two things. Yeah, I'm just saying. I might be totally wrong, but I'm saying that might be where the grievances is coming from. That's why fans are annoyed. Yeah.
But I just believe the way he's living the life he's living the stage where he's at in life, and that's
Mm.
the best way to do it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you create that kind of brand, like being real, marketing, all that kind of thing, when it's just trying to make guys to relate to you, like make you feel
Mm.
like, okay, The way that guy eats, what he does, the food, the thing he does, the places he goes to, the kind of sport he does, it's just like me. He's not
Mm.
superhuman. It's me. That's what I do every day. And they
Mm.
can relate to it, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes building that kind of brand is making guys feel like they're part of you. That's how you sell
Mm.
everything that comes from that life, everything that
Mm-hmm.
comes from that brand, from that person. Them buying it is not like buying from a celebrity, it's like buying from somebody who is like them,
Mm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So overall, the title of it is like right from the caption, like branding. Yeah, what we wanted to talk about, or what we've just talked about, is what is branding,
Mm.
how it affects your career, and how it affects the brand deals you get, how it affects the endorsement deals you get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just believe branding. Your branding has s- controls all those aspects of your career.
Mm-hmm.
Your branding determine how your longevity, how long you will last in the industry.
Mm.
Sometimes your branding play that role, play that effect, play a huge part
Mm-hmm.
in that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say, or we have to say, or for me, that's all I had to say for today. Or yeah, about the branding stuff. Yeah. Because some guys, somebody asked me that question about the branding thing, talking about how can he brand himself in the industry, because it starts with the kind of music you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it starts with the kind of music you do. It starts with the kind of things you do on social media, the kind of life you portray, those kind of things. And when doing all those things, you need to think far ahead. Like, if I live this way, if I portray this kind of image far ahead, what do I expect?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do I think about having companies coming closer to market their brand? Or am I branding myself like this because I want to come up with my own brand in future, something which represents me, my own trademark
Mm.
in future? Yeah. So that's how branding and endorsement work. Either you're branding yourself to prepare yourself, like rearing chicken, to so that when it gets to a certain size and weight, you'll be suitable for this market to sell it to them. Or you're
Mm.
actually rearing them, so when they get to a certain age, they start laying eggs for you to sell those chicks. When you sell the chicks, you hatch those eggs, keep
Mm.
returning them, keep recycling, continuing the cycle. Or you chose to sell it all and go back to ground zero, because selling an
Mm-hmm.
endorsement is almost like selling your brand to somebody, selling the power you have over your brand to somebody. It means you'll not be able to produce your own stuff and sell. You'll not be able
Mm-hmm.
to market, put on something else, which if it is clothes, food, anything, it limits your
Mm-hmm.
options.
Mm.
Yeah, it limits your options. That's endorsement deals. Limits your options.
Mm.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about branding. Answering the question for the guy, it starts with the music and the lifestyle you want. So you have to think about the kind of brand the brand you're building. What do you intend to do with your brand? Leverage it for an endorsement or monetizing it. So for
Yep.
those, yeah. So if you're watching this afterwards, or do you have anything to add?
Mm. I think you have said it all. I think you have
Yeah.
summarized everything we have been talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so because sometimes, like what I said, those brands, there are some brands that when you actually dive into, it will contradict the thing you have been building for the span you think you have been building it for. So you may
Mm.
scare away your fans or make them jump onto somebody who looks similar, like you, who hasn't sold out. That's when they come about
Mm-hmm.
selling out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you actually mess with some kind of brands like that, it will cause your fans or your followers to jump to the next wagon, the next hot
Mm.
thing. Or do you intend to build that brand and leverage it and keep that market? For guys like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, all those guys, they don't have endorsement deals. But J. Cole has Dreamville now.
Mm.
That's his brand. That's his record label. That's a brand. Guys that mess with
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole mess with Dreamville. You don't see him
Mm.
having endorsements with Nike, Adidas, Puma, Fashion Nova, Gucci, all that. No. He has Dreamville. That's his brand now. Kendrick Lamar, he doesn't have an endorsement deal with Nike, all these guys. He has TDE. That's the name of his record label. He markets TDE merch, something owned by them. So sometimes when you're doing all these things, you just have to think about, okay, in the future. Even Rihanna never had any brand with all these Chanel bags or these makeup lines and all these things. No, she leveraged her market to create her own makeup line.
Billionaire.
Yeah. So when building your brand, when you're starting right from the beginning, you should think about what the brand you're building, what you're building. Are you building a market for somebody else or your market? Yeah, that's it. So
Yep.
yeah, I guess that's what we have to say for today. The WhatsApp group link is in the description below. If you're watching this for the first time, click share. Okay, let's spread the platform and the show. The topics right now are getting exhausted. So this podcast will just be like, okay, we are discussing about prevalent topics happening at the moment. Like as from now on, that's just what we'll be talking about, things happening at the moment. Because that's just what podcasts are all about. Us just discussing about giving our opinions based on things. Not actually, because we started this contrast podcast because we wanted to solve some problems in the industry, make guys understand what is happening, or give a voice. That's why we created a group too, to understand what guys think about certain things in the industry and try to expatiate on it. Yeah. So from now on, I just believe we'll be talking about things that we see happening in the industry at the moment or things currently happening, so we can just expatiate for everybody to express or talk about what we feel passionate about personally about certain things in the industry from now on. So join the family, join the WhatsApp group if you want to be a part of this whole conversation. If you want your voice to be heard, join the WhatsApp group. There's a link in the chat. The link will be in the description below. Okay, click it, become part of the family, and I guess that's all I have to say. If you have anything to add, you
Yep.
can add. Then we move out.
Yeah, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Yeah, thank you, Ezra. Thank you, Eric. You have been missing for so long and you need to give an explanation. What's
Yeah, Eric has
happening?
been missing for so
Yeah.
long. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be waiting in the
So,
group. Come and give your explanation in the group. Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, see you guys
yeah,
next week, Monday on Chakra TV.
yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.